next two panelists. First, we have from IBM Watson, Jana Ritzkovan-Sinovic, she's head of brand marketing and sales enablement there. And she has a BA in communication from the University of Pennsylvania. Joining her is a product marketing lead at the Weather Channel. She's now property of IBM Watson, Claire Clifford. And she has a bachelor's degree from Wisconsin-Madison and is calling out of Chicago, Illinois. Let me turn it over to a pre-recorded session from Jana and Claire.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jana Ritzkovan-Sinovic, and I'm joined by my colleague, Claire Clifford. We both work at IBM Watson Advertising, which is dedicated to helping brands build trust with their customers. And for those of you who aren't familiar, we are the Weather Company's former digital media sales group, and we became part of IBM 3 years ago. And since then, we've really been focused on bringing to market media, data, and technology solutions that leverage our industry-leading weather data and AI technology to help brands deliver increased value to their customers. We spend a lot of our time educating on the power of AI because we believe it can have a truly transformational effect on our industry as well as the world at large. So today we want to share with you a couple of examples related to AI's ability to take on and tackle big problems related to pressing world issues like COVID-19. And we also want to share with you some examples of how AI can help brands better respond and connect with their customers, which we know is now more important than ever, given sort of the uncertainty we're all faced with. So real quick, we're going to share some stats on AI. We have all been talking about AI now for a few years, and despite all this, it still feels very much like a buzzword. And I think a reason for that is because it's not super tangible, and a lot of the stats and the figures around AI seem somewhat daunting. So you see on the screen, 98 billion is the amount in predicted spending on AI in the next 3 years. 16 trillion, if we go into the next stat, is expected in economic gains from AI in the next decade. And this is just one quote, but there's many like it from a university professor at a top school. You know, it's AI is being hailed and seen as one of the major forces for society and lifestyle for the next decade. Despite all this, when you look at adoption, it's still somewhat slow. And while businesses are dabbling it, so just under 50% have implemented it in at least one function last year, full-on adoption is still relatively slow. Only about 4% of executives plan to deploy AI enterprise-wide in 2020 versus 20% who had hoped to do so last year. And this is due to the need to focus on the fundamentals before embarking on larger AI projects. Well, despite this somewhat slow adoption, Claire and I are here to tell you that AI is here to stay. We think about it very much like mobile was a decade ago. Like pretty soon, we don't think we're going to be talking about AI strategies because it's just going to be embedded in everything. And it's not going to be a matter of if you're using AI, because you will be. It's going to be a matter of, are you using it to its full capacity to drive progress and to do it in a transparent way that's helping you build trust with your customers? Our belief at IBM is that AI can have a pretty profound effect on accelerating both business and society when it's being used in the right way. And so we're going to get into some of those examples. But before we do that, we just want to level set on what AI is so that you can feel more comfortable and we can kind of move beyond those daunting stats that we shared in the beginning. So at IBM, we refer to AI as augmented intelligence, not artificial intelligence. And that's because we believe in systems that can enhance and scale human expertise rather than those that seek to replicate human cognition. So if you think about what a human does every day, we see things. I have an 18-month-old named Wesley, and this morning he saw a little bird, and he couldn't stop pointing to it from our glass door. It was the cutest thing. He hears things. I put Sesame Street on, and as soon as the Letter of the Day song comes on, he's bopping around in his chair. He loves dancing. We're interpreting things. I say, hey, Wesley, let's go outside. And he runs and goes and grabs his little shoes because he's learned that that's what we wear when we go outside. Humans see things. They hear things. They're interpreting things all day long. And they're also generating a ton of content. we've all kind of seen this stat from the Data Never Sleeps infographic, and we just plucked out a couple of stats. But in every single minute of every single day, 4.5 million videos are watched on YouTube. Nearly 700,000 photos are being posted to Netflix. Almost 300,000 Instagram stories are being posted. People are seeing, they're listening, they're hearing, they're interpreting all day long. And the challenge really becomes making sense of all this data at the scale that it's being produced. So that's where the AI comes in. And specifically, IBM's AI tech is called Watson. And we define it as systems that can understand. So this is about making sense of all the data that lives in the spreadsheet, but also the data that requires us to see and to hear and to interpret, to reason. So this is about understanding that data based on previous experience and context. So, you know, my son Wesley knowing to grab his shoes, he's making sense of things. We're learning, we're getting smarter over time by the help of human experts who can help scale that expertise. And lastly, interact. So this is the idea of facilitating increasingly natural connections between man and machine. So now I'm going to pass it over to Claire, who's going to share some examples of how AI is being used to make sense of all this data to help power better decisions.
The first example is timely and unfortunately impacting us all, that being COVID-19. Although there is an overwhelming amount of information out there about the virus, there is also a ton of misinformation. One of the challenges is that much of that data comes from localized governments and agencies. So gathering the data and extracting the relevant pieces of it in a timely fashion is a challenge. Other challenges include the data being too technical, being provided in difficult formats, limited or different data points across sources, and not being locally relevant. The Weather Channel, which many of you may know is owned by IBM, saw an opportunity to use our scale, our Watson AI technology, and the trust that we have built with our users to create something that would empower better decision-making during this challenging time. So, to overcome these challenges and efficiently make sense of all this COVID-19 information from various sources, we are using IBM Watson to access and analyze data from the World Health Organization and national, state, and local governments. One of the benefits of AI in Watson is that it can make sense of unstructured data. So that means it can analyze content within a PDF or the content within a chart. With the help of Watson, we've taken all this data and aggregated it into an informational hub that lives on weather.com and the Weather Channel mobile app, with the goal of helping people track COVID-19 outbreaks down to a county level. We've also included links to relevant articles with information that helps the Weather Channel users understand how they can protect themselves. We are seeing a great response from users and have had over 200 million visits to our COVID-19 hub. Since the launch of our hub at the end of March, we have also made the experience available in Spanish, launched a localized experience for Germany, and created a dedicated page for a full-screen interactive map that allows users to explore COVID-19 cases around the world. Localized experiences for additional countries will be rolling out in the next few weeks. If you are interested in checking it out, just go to weather.com coronavirus or download the Weather Channel mobile app and look for COVID-19 in the menu bar. The COVID-19 Informational Hub is the latest Watson integrated product we released on the Weather Channel properties. The Weather Channel actually first expanded into the health space with AI via the launch of a predictive flu forecast model called Flu Insights with Watson. You might be wondering what made us, a weather provider, get into the health space initially. Well, the Weather Channel has been helping keep people safe for the past 35 years, and the brand has recently earned recognition as the #5 most trusted brand according to Morning Consult. Users trust and expect the Weather Channel to keep them informed by providing reliable and scientifically accurate weather information. And for health-minded consumers or those impacted by health conditions, the weather is a critical daily health management tool. 78% of these users rely on weather information to actively manage their health, and 47% specifically use the weather forecasts to help them manage their risk of the flu. Historically, the flu information available to us as consumers has been current or past flu activity, and any predictive flu information out there wasn't local enough. For example, I live in Chicago. When it's flu season, I don't care as much about what's happening in the state of Illinois. I want to know how many cases there are in Chicago, or even more so, my specific Chicago zip code. What's happening at home is what matters, and that's what's effective. Flu Insights with Watson is a first-of-its-kind predictive model that uses AI to translate weather, anonymized health data, CDC data, and other inputs into actionable insights for users to assess the flu risk in their local area. During cold and flu season, insights are surfaced to users on weather.com and in the Weather Channel mobile app during key moments in their specific location. Moments like the onset of flu season, when a flu outbreak, or an increased risk of flu in their area. Users then have access to an extended 15-day flu forecast where they can see their localized risk, ranging from very low to very high. The experience also offers flu prevention tips, the latest flu reports from the CDC, and which strains are most prominent. The Weather Channel is creating deeper connections with consumers by delivering proactive flu insights to inform their daily decisions. AI reveals those insights. What we have found as extremely validating is that Flu Insights with Watson 15-day flu predictions yielded an 87% accuracy rate when compared to the CDC flu reports at a state level. Flu Insights with Watson helped us communicate to users when they needed to care about the flu. We armed them with the information they needed to act during the flu season ahead of the risk. And since we are all on high alert for signs of illness these days, and the spring allergy season is underway, we saw an opportunity to leverage the success of Flu Insights with Watson to do something similar for allergy sufferers. This information is more timely and relevant than ever, since it is awkward, and an awkward time, to be coughing or sneezing. So as many of you on this call may know and experience personally, allergies affect roughly 50 million Americans each year. And 68% of allergy sufferers use weather forecasts and information to help manage their symptoms. If you are an allergy sufferer, you likely care a lot about what goes on outside with allergens, pollen, air quality, and more. You probably wonder why your symptoms don't always align to the pollen readings on various allergy trackers. Well, IBM scientists found that pollen sources are not only unreliable and spotty, but that pollen is not a good predictor of allergy risk or a good indicator of how you'll truly feel. The Weather Channel data science team worked to create an actionable, real-time allergy risk prediction model that predicts allergy symptoms out to 15 days. Allergy Insights with Watson uses Watson AI for local model training of the data. It combines multiple data sources, including anonymized health data, the world's most accurate weather data from the Weather Channel, and geographic locations. Allergy Insights with Watson is the first of its kind predictive allergy forecast model. While no two allergy sufferers are the same, knowing in advance when system risk might change and how you're going to feel can help allergy sufferers plan ahead and take action before symptoms may flare up. The last example we'd like to share with you really epitomizes AI's ability to cut through the noise, make sense of an abundance of ever-changing data, and reveal actionable insights that can help brands better connect and engage with their customers. When IBM first purchased the Weather Company, many people didn't really get the connection. The Weather Company has nearly 4 decades of weather data science expertise. Weather is one of the largest unstructured data sets out there. And then IBM is a leader in AI with its Watson technology. Watson excels at making sense of unstructured data to uncover relevant insights. So, using our deep understanding of weather and AI's machine learning capabilities, we've created Weather Effects, which leverages real-time insights derived from weather, consumer behavior, and other data sources to help marketers more effectively and efficiently anticipate consumers' needs, serving ads when and where it matters most on nearly any digital platform. Think about today. In Chicago, personally, it feels much colder than normal, and there's a high chance of rain. That made me decide to have hot oatmeal for breakfast versus my usual yogurt and fruit. Weather impacts everyone, influencing how we feel and in turn how we behave. So how does this behavior translate to how a weather effects trigger works? Well, we first analyze data sources to essentially interpret and normalize past, present, and future weather in conjunction with past consumer behavior information. So in this example, to really simplify it, how the weather relates to oatmeal sales or consumer breakfast behaviors. Then we create the weather effects trigger that defines condition mixes based on hyperlocal data to determine when weather is most likely to drive a particular consumer behavior. In this case, an oatmeal trigger would define the relative condition mix at the local level most likely to drive consumers to need oatmeal. Lastly, we activate the media, serving a consumer a digital ad based on the real-time weather effects trigger, delivering the marketer's advertising message in the moment when most relevant to the consumer. So although I use the oatmeal example, weather effects is powerful, and we have health triggers based on asthma, cold and flu, allergy, and many more conditions to help healthcare marketers reach their consumers with the right message in relevant moments.
Awesome. Thank you, Claire. So to close, and this is Jana speaking again, we've talked a little bit about some examples of how AI can help really take on big issues, big pressing issues facing our industry and the world. And now we want to leave you with just a couple of tips, ways you should be thinking about AI so that you can make it more than a buzzword. First, we want you to always lead with the problem you're trying to solve, and then figure out how AI can help. AI is not some magical thing that can just be applied to things to enhance them. You really want to go back and think about what's the problem that your customer or your business is facing, and then think through AI's ability to understand, reason, learn, and interact, and how that can potentially help. Second, seeking out trusted partners. So as we talked about, you have to get started with AI because pretty soon it's going to be embedded in everything we do, and you really want to be making sure you're leveraging it to its full capacity in a transparent and trusted way. And you want partners that you can trust to protect your data as well as your customers' data. And then lastly, highly encourage you to invest in tools and resources that educate you on AI and really help you unlock the power of data. Speaking of which, if you go on to sort of the last slide, a great resource is the Institute for Brand Marketing, which is a free online learning resource where you can go to take snackable courses on topics like chatbots and customer experience, all designed to help marketers up-level their skills. And this June, we will be launching a third course on technology in the creative process. So it's free. So please go to adweek.com/IBM to sign up. And thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate that. So we had a few questions for you. What do you think is holding marketers back from using AI?
Hi, Scott. Thank you. This is Jana. I'll take that. I think that marketers are using AI to a certain extent because it's included in a lot of capabilities today, but not really to its full capacity and as deliberately as they could potentially. And I think challenges include, or top challenges are not really knowing exactly the use cases and how to apply it to one's business and in their role. And then also, I think there's challenges leveraging one's data fully and in privacy-forward ways. So this kind of underscores the need to really seek out trusted partners that are transparent in the technologies and their data collection processes, and then really always lead with the problem that you're trying to solve and really educate yourself on the technology and how companies are saying they're using it.
Great. How are you seeing users change behavior on your properties?
I can take this one. This is Claire. So on the Weather Channel properties, we've done work to look at our traffic as well as a survey to a number of our users to understand how they're reacting to COVID-19. And from this, we found 4 key trends. So overall, the weather is still very important. And it's actually become more important to understand the weather, or more valuable to consumers, because they want to know how to get outside. Getting outside has become something that is so critical in when you're quarantined. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that how we've always been a source for allergy sufferers, it's actually even more important now. So we see that number 1 is getting outside, and the number 2 reason that they check the weather is to manage their health symptoms with allergies. Number 3 is that people have shifted their behaviors a little bit about when they check the weather. So things have become more short term. We're no longer planning so far ahead, but instead it's a lot of checking the hourly forecasts, and users actually tell us, we want to know the weather right now. The last piece would be that our routine has changed from, as we look at the day, they're checking the weather in the morning and then the evening, but from there, it's actually a little later in the morning, and then they sign off a bit earlier, so they're checking the weather a little bit earlier in that time in the evening. And this really comes from that we no longer have those commutes or drop-offs at daycare or anything like that. Our days have just become a little bit shorter that we're online.
I'm curious about using AI Watson for identifying patients in rare disease. This isn't me necessarily, just someone asked. Is it possible for Watson to comb through medical records to identify trends for a diagnosis, to help diagnose rare diseases?
So we have obviously creating kind of privacy forward friendly products is top of mind for us, especially in sort of this ad sales space. We have a product called Weather Effects that is relevant kind of for health related brands, and it leverages both Watson and machine learning to kind of identify and look at both weather conditions, most likely to sort of exacerbate certain health conditions. And then what we've done is we've optimized these triggers based on anonymized models that we've built using IBM's market scan research database of 250 million unique patients to enable those brands to deploy their media at those opportune times. And we have, we definitely have a variety of conditions, things like psoriasis, allergies, COPD. So there's likely something in that capacity that could be leveraged.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let me turn things back over to Jen, who'll take things from here.
Thank you so much, Jana and Claire, and thank you to all the presenters that we've had so far. We actually will switch over to a break for just a few minutes. We will reconvene at 3:35. But again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Phreesia and AdComplyRx. It's their support that makes events like this possible. For those of you